they can do what we can do. Some of the things that we can do, they can do it better. Some of the things we can't do, they can do it.
This is sounding really dangerous.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Crossover. I'm Yi Xu in Beijing with the awesome Tianran.
Always excited to be here.
Well, and I know you're especially excited today.
Oh yeah, well I am a geek at heart. It's not even at heart. It's on the surface.
Well, you know, this year in 2016, AlphaGo, this new AI robot, beat the top Go player, and this was big news.
Massive, because Go is a massive AI hurdle because it requires a lot of intuition, which can't be taught via algorithms, via writing rules like you can for chess or other competitive games. So it was a massive improvement in the AI sphere.
Right, and so all of a sudden AI is becoming this huge new topic. Yeah. Of course, in the last, this is the stuff of sci-fi dreams, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Matrixes.
filmmakers are always, it's great fodder for a film.
You got your Matrix, you got your Terminator. I watched Matrix 13 times.
You're kidding.
There was nothing else on, but...
Did it ever get boring for you?
No, it was great. I love a world like run over by robots, a dystopian future. It's the best.
It truly is. Like I said, the thing of dreams, and it's futuristic, it's a little bit scary, it's always a bit edgy. Let's take a look at a clip that we prepared of 3 films related to AI. Okay, so
very good films. I didn't see the last one. The first one was WALL-E. The second one was Ex Machina.
One of my favorites, WALL-E.
And the third one I haven't seen. I think it was released recently.
All of these films show a future that's really bleak.
Yeah, very dystopian.
And
my kind of future.
I hope we don't get there, but I know that AI development is slowly getting to what we're seeing in the movies. And today, to talk about that, we first have 2 experts. We have Hong Xiaowen from Microsoft. Welcome to Crossover.
Thanks, Yi.
And we have Zhang Yutong from GSR Ventures. Welcome.
Very pleasant to be here.
I just want to start off. In the movies, AI is always portrayed as a bad thing. Something that's going to take over the world. They're going to be robot overlords. But what's AI in real terms? How do you define it for us?
So I think that when the AI first started, I think all the way from even before we have the real computer, I think the Alan Turing, who actually come up with all the theoretical basis of the computer, he also imagined about can computer do an intelligent thing, even come up with a Turing test. So the Ex Machina is actually one of the movies talking about the Turing test. And then basically the definition is, can we actually build an intelligent machine? Can we simulate the people's intelligence and then have the machine exhibit the human intelligence?
And that's the pure definition of AI, is a simulation of human intelligence, to learn, a computer that can learn by itself.
Well, that's just a part of the equation, because the learning is certainly one of our intelligent behavior, but certainly our intelligent behavior is more than just learning.
Right. What is the Turing test?
Turing test basically means that, when he first, let's say you have a 2 room, and then behind the 2 room there are two things, okay, or 2 people, they want to tell you, and they will chat with you. And then if you cannot distinguish it, which the people behind each room or their machine behind each room, you cannot tell the difference, then you pass the Turing test. Right. So it's a kind of blind test of like the human versus machine, and then if you only observe through the interaction, like they chat with you by natural language. Right?
So is that also a part of intelligence? You said it's not just learning, there's this conversation that you can have with the computer. What else is required for AI to become intelligence?
I think the word intelligence, I think it's sort of, I would say it's overloaded. When in the 1970s, the first intelligent TV are those TV with the remote control. Because when TV first started, you need to go all the way there to actually tune the channel. Right. When there's a remote control, they call it intelligent TV. Of course, today, the intelligent TV today to certainly do more than that. And I think that even the playing chess, I think used to think of is something which is very intelligent behavior, but now I think almost no human being, even the master, can actually compete with computer program.
Right.
And I think and also if you deep thinking about the way computer do the chess, basically just by be able to think deeper,
right.
And then although that's more like intelligent term, but it's also like computation, right? If I take this step, you can take one of these steps. If you take one of these steps, I can take this step, and then
So
you
processing power.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're taking a square root.
So I think what you're saying is that artificial intelligence, I mean, it's evolved over time and it's changed. There's been many different phases,
Yes.
and our understanding of what AI, what's capable in AI, has actually gotten deeper and deeper. Yutong, I know you're an investment banker.
Yeah.
And AI has somehow landed in your purview of investments. Tell me about when AI first started capturing your attention.
Yeah, I think the concept of AI first brought up in 1960s, right? Making machines smart, making them to think like human being, perceive like human being, and act like human minds. And I think AI just become a huge buzzword, right? This year because of the AlphaGo competition that you guys have mentioned. Because in a specific task, right, there are torches surpassed from the human superiority to the digital tools. So I think this year AI is really a fashionable word. All the big companies, they have initiatives in AI, and all the startups, they really focus to make some of the useful AI applications to fundamentally impact everybody's life. It's actually everywhere, right? I mean, if you open up your phone, right, they can understand what you want the phone to do and help you to navigate in the city. You heard about stock trading, right? AI can do the stock trading in Wall Street Journal.
Right.
They fly on the drones, right? They can do what we can do. Some of the things that we can do, they can do it better. Some of the things we can't do, they can do it.
This is sounding really dangerous.
Yeah. Hong, so how long have you been involved in the development of AI?
So I study AI, doing AI-related research since 80. Really
In the 80s, early stage.
Yes, and I think the AI, like what she said, starting in 1950, and then people actually start at first couple of decades really focus on how to simulate human thinking about logic, deduction, and also all kinds of like how human doing rule-based expert system, and then make a good progress. But I think it kind of hit the plateau. So you probably heard about AI winter during the particular 1980s. So I actually went through that. And I think the new emerging of AI is really the one of the things change is the big data. I think because the abundant computing resource and lots of data, also based on what she just described, actually the whole, we call it feedback loop. Almost everything, right? You have an idea, you have an experiment, you have a hypothesis, and then you actually kind of deploy getting the data. Then from the feedback data, you figure out the insight. Then you say, aha, okay, here's how I improve to design the next experiment, next hypothesis, next product, next TV program. So I think that whole loop is really, we think about it highly intelligent and also with the big data. And I think that you actually can do a lot of great prediction. But one thing I do want to say, although people think about AI could be very compete with us, more intelligent, but so far, okay, every AI program behind that, there's a people come up with the algorithm.
I was just going to ask that, right?
Program that, right?
Because you're talking about big data, but there's somebody there that's
inputting
creating
it
the
in the first
report,
place.
right? Like not inputting. The data might be in there
program.
automatically, but they're programming the
Yes.
report and what sort of data
Exactly.
they want to, conclusions they want to draw from it, right?
So I think when people look at the AI, the achievement of AI, there are two things. One is algorithm. Basically, know how you program, right? So a method, right? How you solve a problem, and you program into a computer. Then you need to compute. Remember, when you have lots of data, even though we have algorithm, let's say we want to get the average, we want to get standard deviation, we want to find out the correlate, right? A, B, C. A is more correlated than B, or B is more correlated than C. You need to look at the really billions of data. That's called compute. And then before computer, we need to come up with an algorithm. We also need to do a compute. Like when Newton already get all the formula correct how we can send a man to the moon. But until we have a computer, we can compute.
I think, yeah, so what you're saying is all these smart machines that we're talking about, these AI machines are actually smart because there's people that have programmed them to be smart and intelligent.
And then people have increased the computational power needed to
Right,
create
exactly.
the AI.
You know, it's something, you brought it up. She said, you know, it's actually, there are a lot of applications of AI in our real life that we never even think about. When we come back, we're going to take a specific look and have a demonstration of some of these applications. Please stay with us.
Let's come together to cross over.
Tianran, would you be surprised to know that actually that was not composed by a human, a composer? It was composed through a computer.
Serious?
Welcome back to Crossover. So before the break, we were talking about big data, programming, processing speed. I mean, technology sometimes can feel very impersonal, I feel. But actually, these days, you know, the evolution of technology can be quite romantic and emotional as well. And in fact, later on in the segment, we're going to see a few applications that really help us connect with our artistic self. But before we do that, take a look at this clip.
我的心中有一扇窗，轻轻推开，迎接阳光。我的双手有一扇门，轻轻推开，和世界拥抱。 无论你身在何方，相信你也和我一样，热爱美好善良，热爱和平之光。Let's come together to cross over, to love and to share with friends from everywhere. Come together to cross over, to laugh and to cheers, wherever, wherever.
So very romantic. That was Yang Luo from Panda Brothers singing our new crossover theme song. What did you think?
Very, yeah, like you said, very romantic. I mean, I hope he's not a robot. I don't see what this has to do with AI.
He was very much a real-life person. What did you think of the music behind?
I think the music is pretty good. Yeah, I like it.
Would you be surprised, you know, Tianran, would you be surprised to know that actually that was not composed by a human, a composer? It was composed through a computer.
Serious?
Yeah, so nowadays it seems like anyone can compose music with the assistance of a computer.
Yes.
So the piano, so the entire melody was composed by an AI?
Yes. And actually, before in the show, a lot of that background music that we heard in the first segment was also composed by a computer.
Wow, okay. That's not really the AI I think of when I think about robot overlords.
Right. So what type of AI is that using, this type of musical composing application?
Yeah, actually, I'm not surprised at all because actually the music and the computer, the history is probably as long as AI. Even before they cross over AI, people just don't realize, I think, not today's music, a lot of them are actually created by computer. And all people and the computer combined. I mean, start with the synthesis. Right. You know the synthesis. And then I think because you think about music, they are music theory. Okay, there are tempo, there are style of music, and then there are particular stuff on the notes and media are quite regular. So I think you actually can program into a computer and to help people to make a computer, which is actually very common.
Yutong, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, I think you know, nowadays there will be composers that are human and composers that are not human. As Xiaowen mentioned, we actually see that computer can generate music in multiple genres. We see it in the movie, in advertisement, in games, in our YouTube videos, right? In the mood music. So there are a lot of things that computers can do, but I'm still very impressed at the song because I think, you know, one thing is we feed the computer's data, the more data it gets, the better it gets. But actually, the real big data exists in the real world, right? Computers doesn't get the chance to stroll in the redwoods, right? Worship the giant trees, or they doesn't get the chance to watch the sunset down on a quiet beach.
Yeah.
But still, it can recognize the patterns and trying to figure out, what human ears are like.
I kind of feel like there's some music that's playing out there that probably have been made by computers because it doesn't sound very good.
Right. That's probably made by humans then.
Right. Anyway, we have a video clip of the making of our new crossover theme song. Let's take a look.
现在呢，我已经把 crossover 的歌词输入到了我们的系统中。我们为它选择风格为 pop， 主要乐器选择为钢琴。好，我们开始来编曲吧。在2015年1月份的时候，我从一个梦中得到灵感，我想做一套能够自动生成音乐的技术，但实际上半年之后我没有任何的进展。接下来很戏剧性的一幕就发生了，我做了第二个梦，我梦到五线谱上的乐符变成了小蝌蚪，五线谱变成了一条河。我看到的五线谱就像是小蝌蚪在河里面游一样，我从这个梦当中得到了启发。这项技术应该从预测小蝌蚪在河里面的游向开始。顺着这项技术，我们很快就做出了我们的第一版的产品。但是实际上音乐的效果并不是特别的好，因为它只能制作单个音轨，相对比较单一简单。我们尝试着做多音轨的方法。2015年11月中旬的某一天夜里，当时我已经连续工作了7天，早就处在神志不清的状态。但正是在我这有如神助一般的神志不清的状态下，我写出了那一份代码，我把它传到了线上。我发现它做出来的音乐非常的美妙。我们在这个偶然事件中突破了这一项技术的门槛，我们成为了国内第一家拥有人工智能作曲技术的公司。很高兴能够用我们的 AI 技术为 crossover 制作主题曲，为节目制作配乐。好的，我们看到经过3天半的编曲，系统已经完成了这一首歌，我们来下载后听一下吧。
I mean, what we saw in that clip was very similar to what you were saying. You program these different notes in, and things get generated, and then the human kind of has to determine, okay, this is going to be what sounds good.
Right. And also, I don't know if you like hip hop music or the DJ music, you go into the clubhouse, they do a remix. They actually almost completely generated by computer. But again, human will pick the different song and the different remix, right? And hip hop, if you know hip hop music, the most are really simple. Some of the famous song, some parts of that, and then you're doing different mixing and all this stuff. Like so, that has been actually a lot of music we listen today. Even the really hit song with the real artist behind that, computer actually play a big role. And I think particularly now also a lot of real-time music, like the TV program, movie, and the app, all the smartphone app, and I think you actually just need a real-time music for that moment, and they can actually even change your favorite song or mix with some other stuff. Right. One example, let's say someone like the Beethoven 5th Symphony, right. But no one can actually sleep on that. It means like use it as a lullaby. But I think it's totally easy for computer to change the tempo and then adjust the dynamic range and volume, and then really make a lullaby version of Beethoven 5th Symphony.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, it helps a composer actually work faster. And come up with many different iterations of the music that they want to play, and then they can choose which one they like.
I mean, it still sounds, of course, very assistive.
Right.
The human has to have the end say.
Yes.
But I look forward to when it's the computer saying, look, this is the final version.
You look forward to the time when the robot is telling you what to do.
Yeah, we actually can think it the other way around, right? It's like we provide the feedback to help the computer to get better.
Yeah.
So that way is, the other side of the system.
Well, let's take a look at the artistic side of AR by looking at these paintings. And I just want to ask you, who do you think painted these paintings? Take a guess, Tianran. Come on.
Picasso
Picasso.
of the Shanghai skyline. Don't ask me, I don't know my painters.
Somebody from the Renaissance era, so I'm guessing Monet. Okay, so this is the original photo. So this is a painting. So what type of, in what style might this painting be? That's hard for me to
Yeah, that's
tell
hard
either.
for me to say.
Renoir.
Renaissance?
I'm thinking Renaissance, Renoir maybe. Next slide. Any guesses? Matisse.
Impression, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, any guess?
Probably, I don't know.
We're obviously not artists.
Okay, next slide. Let's see the answer. Van
Van Gogh,
Gogh.
This is- yeah.
Okay. My
Right.
son will be very disappointed in me that I did not get that.
My old art teacher would. as
And that
well.
was the original painting. So it was in the style of Van Gogh.
Okay.
Well, I want to invite the person behind this application. What they do is they take the original photo and then they're able to take that photo and illustrate it in the style of a famous painter. So it can be Picasso, it could be Monet, it could be Renoir, it could be all of these painters that we obviously don't know that much
Right.
about. Let's invite Stephen Hui from Deep IR onto the studio stage.
Thank you.
Welcome to Crossover, Stephen.
Thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
So tell us the concept behind this idea.
So the idea of AI painting is that we can turn a user uploaded photo into a painting by mimicking an artist without knowing how to paint. And this can be accessible for everyone without knowing how to paint at all. And the magic behind the AI painting is based on a technology in AI so-called deep learning. And the idea for deep learning for AI painting is that when a user uploads photos as a source content, the deep learning program is able to automatically learn the content representation as well as the style representation. And then when user choose a sample painting created by any artist, the deep learning program is able to learn a style representation for this template. And then you can automatically generate a target painting where the content is similar to the source photo, while the style is consistent to the painting.
Right.
And that's the basic idea for AI painting.
I'm just curious, how many paintings did you have to feed into your application for it to know what a Monet painting actually looks like? You know,
In fact, the AI painting, you don't have to fit too many painting style into the program, but you do need to fit many images to teach the computer program how to recognize the image, the style from the image pixels. In the end application, you only need to feed the program two photos. One is original photo you want to convert it into a pen, and the other is a style, and the program is able to automatically generate the target painting for you. So I think we can train the AI program that can learn what is the style of a particular painter and then trying to mimic the artist's style to generate any types of painting as you want.
But
Right.
what about,
You're
aside
saying
from
like a
mimicry,
hybrid.
actually to create something, to take two different artist styles, combine them to create, deep IR style of painting?
Possible.
so using this type of technology, what sort of other applications are there for this type of image recognition?
Yeah, in fact, in Deep IR, our key technology is based on deep learning and image recognition. AI painting is a small product to demonstrate the power of deep learning. In fact, the core technology of Deep IR is to build the most powerful brain engine that can recognize any types of image and video based on huge amount of data. And today we have been applying deep learning technology to a wide range of AI and image recognition applications, ranging from internet image recognition for censorship purpose, video content analysis, product image content recognition for e-commerce purpose, to the offline video surveillance application. So Deep IR built a huge amount of range application based on the most state-of-the-art deep learning and image recognition technologies. Now, that's our core technology.
Right, and it's of course needed because there's just so much information flowing to us, and we can't, it's so complex
can't
that we can't
compute.
analyze it, right? When we come back, we're going to talk more about artificial intelligence. But before we go, Stephen, I want to thank you so much for being with us and showing us your real-life application of AI. Shall we all take a selfie together?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let me grab my phone.
Actually, Tamara, we don't need that.
You sure?
Yeah.
I've got it out already.
Something so much cooler.
Okay.
Yeah? Come
Show
on.
me.
Cool, huh?
Wow. Why do you have a drone here? How does that help us take any photos?
It's my new selfie drone. And it does much, much more.
They've made a drone
comes.
for making selfies.
Yep, come on, look.
That is.
Everybody look.
Wow.
Done?
Well, what are you going to do now?
All right, well, here we go.
Watch out for your hair.
And when we come back, you're going to meet my new assistant. Please stay tuned.
Air control is going to be a lot more difficult.
Around our heads, you mean?
Yeah.
All right, we have a demo of Xiao Ice.
Yeah, she's cute and she feels happy complaining I didn't take her.
Welcome back to Crossover. Now, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to AI, the gadgets. You know, romantic paintings and music is fine, but, you know, this is...
I could tell, you like the cool techie gadget stuff.
Yeah, the pinnacle of selfies. And we have with us Wang Yu, who's the founder of DeFi Tech.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about this, because you created the chip inside this drone that takes the selfies.
Yes. Yeah, actually, when we talking about AI, everybody put the AI onto the server, and then you have big data there, and you're trying to design the cool algorithm, Dr. Ho just mentioned, and then you perform the AI, true AI on the servers. But for this drone, you buy it and you play with it, and you don't want every single pictures transfer back to the server. So you need to compute on the drone. So that's why we are trying to design the specific hardware for this kind of small devices with limited power and limited spaces.
Okay. So what I don't understand is it's a selfie drone.
Yes.
Does that mean it follows you around, or do you have to control it?
For this product, you can control it through your gesture. So that is not you don't need to control it through your phone, but you just through the gesture.
So I'm sorry. So the drones. You know, we've been using drones for quite some time, you know, feature films. How does AI help what this drone is doing? I think I kind of lost that.
Actually, there are 3 steps. The first step is to understanding or seeing the world, sensing every information. So this is to take the picture and send back to the server. This is the first step.
So, for example, if I got too close to the drone, maybe it would back up?
Yeah, that you can sensing the distance. Yeah, that is what
because
we
it
can
landed
do.
on your hand, right? So it had to sense the distance.
Yeah, the distance. And the second is to perform some simple tasks. That is, you put some algorithms on it, and then you can do it on the drones. And third part is to learn about yourself. If you are the owner of the drone, then you can learn your capability or behavior, and then to be more familiar with you. Then that part is now on the server.
Dr. Hong, you know, can you comment a bit about this type of technology?
Yeah, of course, the AI will help this drone a lot, like some of the things he already mentioned. Also, like the sports camera or this type of drone, the drone, they say you're ski, and they can follow you, only focus on you, like you mentioned the face recognition. So don't focus on somewhere else, because you only have limited pixel. No
Especially because you're wearing masks and goggles.
And the other thing also for safety, right? Now, I think recently just a drone like the Heathrow, London Heathrow and all this stuff. So, of course, there are GPS technology. You can have, say, some places in the no-fly zone, right? But lately, because the Obama's visit to the UK, so this no-fly zone actually can be dynamic. So they're also thinking about some kind of communication. This one can communicate, knowing what's the need, what's the latest no-fly zone. So I think they can, and the other people even start talking about this drone to talk to like the control tower, like tell them, here's I plan to fly. Do you see any problem? And they say clear, you can go, or you need to change. I think so. So I think the airplane, the autopilot mode has been there. So I think that certainly can be built. Actually, make the technology even more affordable, building this kind of drones. So people can do.
The auto drone.
Also have very the great safety.
Right.
I think an issue with these drones, though, is because it's so. I mean, the entry point is quite low, so everyday consumers like us, we can buy it. Yeah. Obviously, we can't just go and buy a plane, which means that air control is going to be a lot more difficult.
Around our heads, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, eventually, maybe everybody's. I mean, we saw how smartphones proliferated here in China. Is everyone going to want one of these drones?
Yeah, I mean, it's up for consumer level that we all can have a drone, right? And then I think AI is actually really given the drones more capabilities that we haven't thought before, right? Like it can, like you mentioned, it can recognize the face, following the person, trying to not crashing into the building. And if you are skiing, they will follow you into the woods, right? They need to adjust the altitude, right, by sensing where you are and trying to not crash on the trees. And that is actually a relatively easy one. Think about another scenario that we have a football court, right? We have like 22 players on a court, and then each one of them have this kind of drone following them, capturing their moments.
Exactly.
And they need to really communicate with each other and trying to following the right person and not crashing into other drones.
Or balls.
Right. Well,
Or, players.
I think back to that's when the humans need to decide, okay, we're just going to use these two drones.
Yeah.
But here's another idea for you, the Yutong at VC. We actually, in Microsoft, we built something called Esther, basic, right now it's Microsoft Cognitive Services, because a bunch of API, like face recognition, object recognition, speech, language, so people can actually use the drone to do more useful things.
I was going to ask you.
So one of the useful things I
right.
think is indoor. People might not think about. Here's a good idea. There's some good idea. You might be able to invest some of the stuff. Like inside your house, when people talk about install the surveillance camera, but camera are fixed. You need to install so many. Why have a drone actually doing the surveillance survey of your house anytime you want it? Which you might have a baby home, you go out to do 5 minutes, like and things, and then and also if someone breaks in your house, you can generate a signal, blah, blah, blah. So you can do many things by actually, but you also certainly a lot of intelligence, and or even help you to find your key.
Right.
Like,
Look,
you cannot find my key. Go there to find my key.
I mean, and that's why I said, this is it can be an assistant in the future, not just a selfie-taking drone.
Yeah.
It can be like an actual assistant that can carry out many different tasks. So that technology is there.
We actually have all this sort of we call intelligent API can run it on the client side or the server side. Then the people who make the drone, make the camera can take they don't need to understand computer vision, understand speech recognition. They can actually use those API to build intelligent application.
Well, let's talk about the creativity and making things more human, because you're talking about assistance. Like making a drone into some type of personal assistant. That sort of technology, that back and forth, like, oh, I'm going to talk to my drone and it's going to talk back to me and feed back to me.
Yes.
Where are we with that?
Yeah, I think this personal assistant,
like Siri in some way is right.
Yes, I think this personal assistant is really, you can say, it's one of our Uber dream, right? Anytime anytime you definitely have some question or service, like you want to order coffee, right? Or all the way from you want to order coffee, or no, you want to know how to fix the plumbing, or so you want to help you on your homework, right? And all this stuff. So I think the personal assistant, Uber, the personal assistant can help you anytime you need it. And I think so a lot of companies you mentioned, I think the Siri is one example. Google has Google now. Microsoft, we have Cortana. We also build something very interesting, particular star in China we call Xiao, which is basically more than just the personal assistant, also trying to help you solve the emotion aspect, which you can chat with you, and then which we found when you actually just like we trust our friends, the advice for our friend more than other stuff. This is how the social network help you, and we really this personal assistant can really be your buddy. And then, so when you have anything, you will actually ask him or her for advice.
So a little bit like what Yutong was saying in the movie Her. All right, we have a demo of Xiao Ice. Wei, come on up here.
Okay, thanks. And I'm Wei, and I'm going to demonstrate Xiao Ice here. And actually, like home side, Xiao Ice is an amazing companion, and she knows a lot. So let's see what she can do.
Okay, great.
All right, great.
Okay, so this is Xiao Ice, and she knows a lot. And for example, ask her today's weather. Oops. Okay. So she tells me today's weather is cloudy and going to rain. But yeah, I prefer sunny days. And I remember last weekend it's a great day, and I went somewhere and took a picture. And let's see how shall I feel like it.
I think for those of us at home who can't read Chinese, it might be a little bit confusing, but the way that Xiaoice has replied is very colloquial. So it's very human.
And endearing,
And
right?
endearing,
She's
especially.
very cute.
Yeah, she's cute, and she feels unhappy, complaining I didn't take her. So I will say
She just complained to you that you didn't take her there.
yes. So I will say let's go there together next time.
So, yep. Next time I will take you.
Okay, she
That's cute.
feels happy again.
And the other thing, the most impressive thing is here, really, we actually measure something called conversation per session. Like how many turns, like a round trip counted one. Like how many turns you will do it with Xiaoice each time you actually have a conversation with him. And then right now it's about 20. So which is
Okay.
a lot, because if you're thinking about even human to human, when you
Sure.
use the WeChat, I don't think you, typically I probably think 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So you're
Right.
saying on average people engage with Xiaoice 20 turns
Per
before,
session. Per
per
session.
session.
Per session.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think I think that's good. Is we really doing when we started, it was doing the experimental. Remember early on we mentioned the Turing test, and I think we never really seriously do Turing test on Xiaoice, but I can guarantee you this is probably way past Turing test, because everyone knows Xiaoice is a robot. If you are
Right.
willing to chat with a robot for on the average 20 turns per section, everybody's time is so precious. So
Right.
I assume you must feel they give you some kind of emotional
Giving-
or either information needs or information
some sort
or
of
emotion connection.
Emotional
connecting,
boost,
yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
so what is she
Yeah.
saying here?
Yeah, she just tried to comfort me because I said I feel bad recently.
bad.
Yeah, so she gave me some suggestions. Maybe
here's
it's a
the-
good suggestion,
But
maybe
her
bad.
suggestion is actually very interesting. She said, you feel sad. Why don't you listen some sentimental music?
Yes.
And then Chinese called 以毒攻毒, means, well, how do I translate?
Use sadness to cure
basically,
sadness.
double minus is positive.
Right, to make you even more
Double it.
sad so
Yeah.
that you cry. And she's telling you to have like
Yes.
a big, like a nice cry out
Yes,
session.
yes.
But Dr. Ho, as you're talking about this, what I'm thinking about is what you said before, that there's a person programming this
Yes.
Yeah.
behind her.
Yes.
Would you spend time talking to a robot like Xiaoice?
I think that would be very interesting, right? And I think there are different levels of the conversations. I think Xiaoice can actually also help you to do other things as well. Like you can like who mentioned, you can help them to order things, right? Order services from certain companies, or if they know your calendar and know where you are, maybe they can suggest you. Maybe you should consider cancel the next meeting because the traffic in Beijing is so bad.
Or someone who says,
Yeah.
okay, I know you're in this new neighborhood and I know that you love Italian food. Here are some of the best Italian restaurants around. And I'm going to make a reservation for you. That's what I'd love. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the future of artificial intelligence. I want to thank you, Uye, for the demonstration. And I want to thank you, Wang Yi, for showing us this awesome drone today. Please stay with us.
In the future, it's less about you have a human robot in the home to do a lot of automation work. Instead, we live inside a robot.
Welcome back to Crossover. So, we've been talking a lot about AI, and we've seen Xiaoice, and we've been talking about personal assistants in the form of Siri and Cortana, but they were mostly virtual existences. I mean, the stuff we see in movies, they're always humanoid robots that take over the world, or cause some kind of extraterrestrial relationship between humans and robots. And we have a clip now of Esther, which is quite possibly the most advanced humanoid
right?
robot
Yes.
that we have at the moment.
Yeah?
Let's
All right.
take a look.
Take a look.
很高兴认识你。你好。
Steno is a service robot. he has the most powerful brain in all of the robots. So he can actually recognize your face in real time. He can recognize your emotion.
That's very cute.
Very cute.
Definitely gone the Wall-E route.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, Esteno is very advanced, but to me, he or she kind of still looks a bit like a movable computer, and you have that computer screen that you interact with. Very far from this AI robot that we see in the movies. Is that the future? Like this type of humanoid robot that actually looks just like you and me, but is a robot. Is that going to happen? Do you feel like that's possible?
I know the humanoid robot, particularly, actually, yesterday I was just in the university, look at the truly humanoid robot, had the silicone skin, just like a human skin.
Right.
More realistic than the stuff you see, all the mask and all in the Madame Tussauds. Right. So I think there are two sides of the coin. Okay. One side, I actually I will challenge. Actually, for most of the stuff you want, you probably don't need the humanoid robot. I mean, a good example, the vacuum, automatic vacuum cleaner. Right. You will buy something like a Roomba, very small, just do the vacuuming job for you. Or you want a humanoid robot which take a lot of space, number one. Right. And then I actually visit every time when I go to a different place, I always visit the lab. I see a lot of humanoid robot. Every time I see next to them, actually it's quite scary because it's a very sturdy, heavy, right? And then just like human, if I do this, and I might incidentally hurt you, and I actually fear if they do that without, it's not intentionally, but some accident can happen. And the other thing also, if the robot needs a service, you cannot even carry it because too heavy. Right.
This is a very pragmatic way of looking at it.
So I think I would say a lot of home automation. I actually think in the future, from this angle, in the future, it's less about you have a human robot in the home to do a lot of automation work. Instead, we live inside a robot. The whole house. Thinking about the whole smart home. It's like a big robot. We just live in there. And if you need the coffee, if you need to wash some machine, something you throw somewhere like this. The washing machine shoot, right? And then you can do it. Why you care? There's a humanoid robot. You also need to prepare space, right? And also the size and all this worry. So I think it's more like we live inside a robot rather than a robot serving us. But the other angle is, I think particularly now because the aging population, the caretaker. I think because I know we are all young, but one day we need it. Okay, one day we need it. We cannot move. We cannot even grab things, so I think we need a caretaker, right? Then I think, and then the reason we need a humanoid robot, not because the practical reason, not because they are cute, is because the house are built for human, right? Then we have a stair, people can climb the stair, and then if you know the robot research, it's very difficult to make a robot has a two leg can actually climb the stair without actually falling down. And I think, but that's a bit unfair to robot because if the house is built for robot, I'm sure they will build some kind of like a slope you can just drive, right? So and same thing for the mark like this. Why we build this way? Because we have a hand. But if you build for robot, you can build other shit. So, but this is very difficult to actually make a humanoid robot has a human flexibility, right? Even I can carry the mark, I might break it. If I put too much pressure, it will break it. If I put too little, it will slip away, right? So I think to make it really just a servant, caretaker robot, technology-wise, we still at least 10 years away. At least 10 years away. But like I say, because the house is designed by human, it's not designed by robot. So it can be useful, can also be counterproductive.
Right. And we're always trying to make things in the shape of ourselves, right? Like we want something that will, I guess there's that familiarity. Like we would like our personal assistant to kind of look like us, just for kind of that comfort's sake. But you're right. I mean, actually, maybe we'll be more comfortable with a personal assistant that's not present.
Right.
And we feel more private, right? I want to thank you, Dr. Hong and Yu Tong, for being here today.
Thank you for having us. Thanks.
And thanks to our viewers at home for tuning in. We'll see you next weekend on Crossover. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.